I am here today to share that we are on the cusp of something extraordinary and historic for Schechter. We have had our Gan Shelanu program grow and thrive, and we are excited to cultivate it and nurture it and move it to this building. The first floor of Stein Circle will become a robust early childhood center that will help us ensure that we sustain our K-8 program and meet the needs of families at this stage of their parenting journey. Starting in the fall of 2026, we will be opening up Stein Circle to be an early childhood through grade 2 building, and we will be relocating 3rd grade over to Wells, and Wells will become a grades 3 to 8 building. And what currently houses Gan Shelanu will become a STEAM center filled with a maker lab, art studio, and science room.
Oh my God, Joey! Amazing!
Since the 1970s, Stein Circle's hallways have been filled with thousands of students, celebrating Jewish milestones, Chagim, singing songs, and just experiencing the magic of Jewish education. I personally was in kindergarten in 1985, and even though I now work here, I think so fondly on my experiences in this building.
Walking into this building, I am just completely flooded with nostalgia. I have had 3 children of my own go through this building as students, and still, even so, every single time I walk through these doors, I feel like I am reliving my own childhood, which happened in this building of Stein Circle.
The last time I was a student at Stein Circle was, I think, 2014. Library was always such a special time in general, but it was especially special to me because very often special guests could come in and just volunteer during library time. And my grandmother, who has since passed away, she would come in. For me, back when all of my cousins were younger and she had less responsibilities, every single week I knew at a minimum I would get to see her during library, and I would get to show her off to all my friends, and I would get to spend this really special time with her, and we'd get to talk and look at the books that I picked out, and sometimes later she would drive me back to her house and we'd hang out. There were really special memories that were created because of Stein Circle and because of the library time we had.
One of my earliest memories from Schechter was coming into school on Purim, fully decked out in my minion gear, getting ready to dress up with my brother and also my younger sister, who was not yet at Schechter, being a minion with 2 of my favorite teachers, Jessie Wolf and Marla Quinn, and just feeling super included on one of my first Purims at Schechter.
One of my most vivid memories, especially from kindergarten, was our trip to Israel. We had little passports and they stamped them, and we got to go outside and be in the sun and go to the beach on the blacktop, and we came back in and experienced the ocean, which I'm pretty sure was cellophane or felt or something on the floor, and had all of our sunscreen on and our shorts. And the best part of it was that it was creating this bond with Israel that would stay throughout my entire 9 years here. We constantly were getting reinforcement of this place where we belonged, and not only at Schechter, but also to our home in Israel. And that was so special, and I didn't even realize it was getting created in myself as I was going through.
I remember playing in the loft. As a kid, I remember gathering in circle for tefillot. I remember the Shavuot ceremony and how special it was receiving our first Torah. And this classroom just brings me back to when I was a kid.
One of my most cherished memories as a student here at Stein Circle was being in Diane Levine's Zichrono Livracha's kindergarten class. And it was this exact room that I remember so fondly. And the thing about Diane that I remember deeply is how she cared so much about each student. And I happened to be a student who cried quite a bit in kindergarten and was really sensitive. And I remember her caring a lot about that and talking to my parents about that and making it her mission to try to help me get the support that I needed to have a great kindergarten year. And I just have such wonderful memories of Diane, as do so many alums. It was a blessing that her granddaughter graduated from here last year, and even though Stein is changing, I think Diane's memory lives on in this building forever.
When I was a parent looking for a school for my young 4-year-old, of course, I came to Schechter. and wanted her to begin her life and her education here. When my husband and I first walked through the door for our tour, our official tour as prospective parents at Schechter, one of the first doors that we came to was the door of this auditorium, now the Ulam. So much time had gone by, and I didn't quite think that when I walked through the doors, the same type of energy and meaning and musical celebration would be occurring in the spaces where I experienced it myself. But yet that was exactly what was happening.
We look forward to sharing more with you along this journey and to welcome you into our new spaces in the fall of 2026.